Yeah. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Been a long time because life is happening and life is going to happen. You can't wait for tomorrow. You got to do it today. If you have an idea, put that idea into motion today. Don't think about when you'll have time. You will never have time. You will never have time. You will never have that time where you can relax and be like, oh my gosh, I feel comfortable and I can pay my bills. You, as the common person, the common people, will never have time. You have to put your things into actions today. Today is when you need to get it together. Today is when you need to collect your things. Today is when you need to get that together. Because, like I said, you are not someone who is rich. You are not someone who is not living paycheck to paycheck. You are at least one or two situations away from it being all gone, out of time, monopoly, bankrupt style. That is what we're living in right now. There is like no middle class anymore. We are like the low and then the lower. It's crazy right now. Like, it's not stopping. So, like, Littlest Pet Shop toys are from my childhood. And if you guys have seen my video on TikTok, and I'll even put it in here on my TikTok. My TikTok's Emily Dragon. I made a video about, and I have it on YouTube too. I made a video about how Littlest Pet Shop toys have made a return. So I'm going to be unboxing them today. I have four to unbox. I got them recently. We're going to talk about who owns the rights now, or who still owns the rights or license, but who's distributing it, because they're not the same anymore. And I haven't really done any research about it. I'm just here to tell you what I've seen, like as someone on the ground, as someone who's actually seen it in stores just recently. I'm not someone like, I go to the toy section sometimes, but like I'm an adult now, so like I have to worry about bills and stuff, so I can't even like leisure. You, like I said, you have to do stuff in the now, and you, there will never be any time. There won't be enough time for you to be like, I'm comfortable. You have to go after what you want now. So even if that means like you need something, like everyone needs something that they want, like something that they feel like makes them feel better. And Littlest Pet Shop toys make me feel better. Like they're cool. Like they're bobblehead animals. And I have been collecting, and when I have enough time, I guess whenever I put that at the forefront, because that's not something, because if it was important enough, I would have time, I would make time. But I will definitely figure out something, because I've got so much on my mind and I've got so much I want to do in this life. And you only live once, YOLO, unless you reincarnate. And I do believe that some people reincarnate. I feel like a lot of animals, like, I don't know, all I know is we're going to be unboxing Littlest Pet Shop toys. I'm going to be talking about Littlest Pet Shop toys a little bit. We're going to be talking about House of the Dragon and how I think it's inferior. It's an inferior product to Game of Thrones, even though Game of Thrones wasn't the greatest at all by any means, especially for some reason, it's just impossible to go one episode without the exploitation of a woman, or how, like, I don't know, it's just crazy. And it's like, oh, this is medieval times. Get over it. And it's funny how it's like, you guys love to talk about escapism. Dragons can be running around and flying around, but God forbid anyone just don't want to see assault no more. We just don't want to see no assault. We don't want to see no fake assault. We don't want to see no dream assault. We don't want to see, like, what's like, what? Like in every episode, it's just never ending. It's the never ending cycle of assault. And it's just like, can we stop seeing that? Is that too hard to ask for and still have dragons and it still be in medieval times? I don't know. Okay. And then we are going to talk about my opinion about Breaking Bad, because as of right now, I am on season 3. And yes, I'm at that part. It's going to be a spoiler thing. So if you don't want to talk or hear about Breaking Bad, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to do these in sections so that if I felt like it or if I feel like it, I can cut them up into pieces and like make separate videos for each. We'll try, but I don't know how that's going to work. And I did um have like one last thing that I wanted to talk about that I kind of just added on at the end. It wasn't anything I was thinking about talking about until I thought about it a lot. And it was what's it called? The Silent Hill transmission, because I keep seeing a lot of people like realize the incels are just incelling. Like there's quite a few things that I want to talk about Silent Hill, especially for someone who didn't play the games originally. I've only played the HD version or whatever, the updated backwards compatibility or whatever it's called, and I didn't finish it. I've only seen videos of people playing it and finishing it. So I will be someone who entertains these remakes as someone who hasn't played them. But I still know the history. I still do my homework. It's still best to like at least watch someone do a no commentary walkthrough, playthrough of the game with cutscenes. It's the least you can do. But I also have allergies right now, so if you see me blow my nose or whatever, it's because allergies are kicking. I don't know what to do. It is what it is. So first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna open these boxes of the Littlest Pet Shop toys. We're gonna talk about some that I have and like what I learned about the world record of how many there are, but the little discrepancies that I see, I don't know if they're referring to ones that are unofficial or ones that were sold at like McDonald's or something dumb, or ones that are different generations. They are now on generation 7. So we're going to talk about generation 7 a little bit as I'm unboxing these toys. The moment I'm done unboxing and they're all out and the accessories are out of these boxes, I'm done talking about this topic and we're going on to the next one. I have no idea which one it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be House of the Dragon. I might as well just get that over with. And I don't know if it's going to be Silent Hill. And then we're going to do the freaking Breaking Bad at the end because I have a lot to say. And I really don't want it to be more than an hour, but it's probably going to be about 6 hours if I keep talking and stuff or whatever. But I'm going to just keep on going. We're going to start with the fact that I feel like the people who are taking these I have to calm down because this is like my childhood, like Littlest Pet Shop toys. There's these, like, just look up, like, there's so many things that I have to say. There's a lot of things that are from my childhood that have just disappeared. Neopets is something where it's like there was controversy with the website. Millsbury, same situation, controversy with the website. So I can no longer be on that. The only thing that I've kept in my entire life that was from my childhood for the most part was Wizard 101, which you guys have seen me play on my channel and on my Twitch. And since I have talked about my Twitch, I will post it. That's what we do here. When we get enough people in the community, we will have people that will just put it in there so I don't have to keep typing it. But till then, that's how it's going to be. So there's my Twitch, and you'll see me play Silent Hill. You will see me when it freaking gets on play Xbox, because I don't have no PlayStation and I don't have nothing to even put it on. I don't even know anything about that. I just know Twitch. I just know Twitch, and that's cool. That's it. But the other thing is Littlest Pet Shop toys, and I have quite a few. And according to the Guinness Book of World Records, I don't know if it's official or unofficial. I have no idea if it's real or not. I just looked it up, and this is what it said. It said that the person who went down in history in the books who has the most is 1,302, if I'm not mistaken. And then I saw in the comments people were claiming that a person named LPS Hannah has 1,500 to 2,000. I went to that person's channel and it said 2,000 plus. And then when I saw the scope, I was like, wait a minute. So are we talking about the Blythe ones that are bad? I have no Blythe ones that are bad, so I cannot even show you an example. You just have to look at the Blythe TV show of Littlest Pet Shop Toys, and that's what they look like. It looks like the old versions in italics. They're just not the same. I did buy the ones that had it because they had a dragon that was different. That was not because there's three dragons. If I'm not mistaken, there's three dragons, and I do believe I just have two because the other one I had to get the ones that look strange, and there's some that look strange that weren't necessarily terrible, but I just don't consider them Littlest Pet Shop toys. I consider the ones. It's okay. No worries. It's just like whenever I say something, I usually just am like, okay, let me type it in. And if someone can do it before I do, that would be cool. But we don't have enough moderators. There's only two, and they can't always be there like at the same time. And I don't have enough people in the community that are constant to just be throwing out moderator wrenches. So I just only have two right now. But this is a dragon. It is a very rare Littlest Pet Shop toy, and I have it. It is from one of their lines. I can't remember to save my life what generation. I don't know what number it is. You just look at it and this is what it is, okay? And every single one I have has a name, by the way. Every single one has a name. I used to write it down on a little piece of paper like it's sheets and sheets of paper. This one is a dragon. This is what they call a dragon. This is what I've accepted as a Littlest Pet Shop toy dragon, and it is what it is. I don't see no wings, but whatever. This was from the line of Chinese Zodiac Littlest Pet Shop toys. They had an ox, they had a pig, they had a tiger. Have none of those. I only have this one, and this one was over $100 in its prime, and in the prime of it like being released. I have no idea how much this is now, but it's ridiculous. In the box. It was in the box when I got it. Out of the box, it drops down considerably lower, but people will still buy. And what I didn't want to really go through all of them, but I just wanted to show you guys a few of them that I have. Like, for example, I literally have the very first and the very second ever created of these toys ever created. This is one and this is two. They're all numbered. The numbers reset now, which is a little strange, but they're claiming that it's because it's generation 7. But literally like these toys are like so old. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Something's a little wrong. And before I start opening the boxes, I'm going to show you a blind pack type of one that I got that has a lot of design. Like each generation had its own thing that made it special. Whether it was, oh, these were like the sportiest, these were like the goofiest, or these were like the cutest. Like they each had their own titles to them. And it used to be based on what the eye looked like. And then they just did regular pupils. But what I want to talk about is something that's getting on my nerves with these people that are putting out these new Littlest Pet Shop toys with the older design. Because I have to say older because there is a newer design and not the oldest design, because the oldest design no one remembers and no one cares about. They care about the ones that look like this. There are different ones that maybe are colored different and they look different. They're different things. So that's a tiger, but I also have a lion or a lioness, and it's the same model. It's just painted differently, but they are distinctively different. But what is bothering me right now are two things, and I'm going to get to them. So this is a blind pack that I got a long time ago. I got it from overseas. It was very hard to get. and it was from a blind pack. It's fine. It is what it is. It's one of my favorites. It's a husky. The huskies have like 3 or 4 different forms. Like the form that I showed you, they were different because they were differently like colored different. This was just one of 4 forms the huskies have. This is a form the huskies have sitting down. There's one standing. There's like a puppy husky now. And then there's another husky type that if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember. This is definitely not a blind pack. It's 2 designed. Noticed how when I showed you this one in a blind pack, it's just one solitary color and then the nose is painted and then oh look, there's a little bit on the mouth and you barely can see it. And then the eyes. Like all the eyes usually are distinctively different. Like have 2 different colors and then the whites in the eye and then the blacks. So it's literally like this thing is like not as distinctively colored as this one. This one is not a blind pack. This one came in its own pack with another one that had the baby husky that I don't think I have over here. If I'm maybe I do. Maybe I can find it in 2 seconds. If I can't, I will not show you. And I can't. So you're not going to see it right now because I don't think it's one of my favorites. I only have my favorites in a big old bag that I showed you guys on YouTube. And here I just found the other dragon while I'm sitting there looking down. I only got this one because it was purple. I really wasn't interested in getting the pink one, but if I have it, it's in there. But I don't really remember ever getting it because it is a part of a group of Little Pet Shop toys that came in there, and I thought it was a waste of money to buy it for just one. But it is what it is because I'm a collector. These 2 are 2 of 3 dragons, funny enough, like kind of House of the Dragon style. I don't have that one. That would be really nice, and I'd probably get it soon. I don't remember if I ever did, though. I really don't. I would have to look through there because I don't think I did. I don't think I ever got it. But that blind pack one is a different color. Like, I've never heard of that person before, but the only person I know about Littlest Pet Shop Toys, aside from the one that I just found out about, LPS Hannah, is the girl who made LPS popular. That's a person that I used to watch all the time. It was just a show using Littlest Pet Shop toys, literally. Like it was a show and it was on YouTube. And she's one of the pioneers of YouTube. I give her literally, she's like a founding mother of YouTube, really, in all seriousness. Like you've got all of these like racists and homophobes and transphobes who they are given the title of like founding father and founding mothers, like Tana Mojo and Trisha Paytas and all them. They all get that limelight because they kept at it on YouTube or whatever. But like literally Sophie, like she literally was one of the pioneers of YouTube. And there are different people in different categories. But let's get back to the thing. This is a blind pack one. This is a blind pack. So not only also the blind packs used to be little things that were in like a little thing where you could feel it and be like, "Oh yeah, I know what it is." Now it's in cardboard and you can't tell. Great job. So this one is a blind pack. Notice the difference now that is it's very, very designed. There's a distinct different color. There are a different colored bow. Everything is different in color. The only thing I can say is the eyes do match the hair. So you could say that's a form of making it a certain way because this one is very designed. The color, everything is different. But that's not to say that that's not how it goes all the time. But this one's just a random one I found. It's got blue eyes. It looks like a dog. It's a dog. So, but now in like they're switching off some things. I notice now that the blind packs are not solitary colors like this anymore. They are more designed, but they're in a box now. So they're kind of more like they're kind of like upper class situation, like just a way to describe that. Just I don't know. And there's another thing that happened with these. So different ones, like from a long time ago, if you knew about Littlest Pet Shop toys a long time ago when they first came out, you knew that they had little magnets on the bottom of their feet or on their back or whatever, on the back of their feet, or like when they're sitting down, it doesn't matter. It would be there. Eventually, they turned into, let me see if there's one that has it up here. I really don't think so, because they changed it. Like, yeah. There's some that you can tell the this one is old. If you ever see a Little Pet Shop toy with a pink one, it's old. This is number 2. It's old. And let's find one that's got the more up to date. This one's another old one. This one took a long time to get, a long time to get. I think I found one, yeah. This one is blue. This one is the later generation. It's before they started going downhill. And then eventually they just took it out. I don't know why. I don't understand. Maybe it's because kids were putting it on things that were electronic and destroying them, putting it on the phone, putting it on something that would destroy the inside or something crazy. But it's no longer there. It served the purpose of you putting it on the play sets or putting it on something so that it would maintain its wherever it was, whatever it was doing, and they replaced it with these holes. So now that if you had a little play set that had those magnets, it would do nothing for these holes, and vice versa. If you had a play set with the holes in it, you could do nothing with the old ones on those play sets. Good thing I didn't really care about the play sets. And we haven't even gotten started. But what I will say is that there are a lot of them that look very, fairly similar, but not too bad. Like, here's another blind pack from a long time ago. One solidary color. It's yellow. And it's a lion. This is a tiger, and the reason why I keep showing you the tiger is because this is this is one. There were the Blythe ones that sometimes the Blythe ones would have the old generation in it. As they were transitioning from old to new, they put the old ones in there, and this was one of them. I discarded the Blythe. I could have probably kept it and made some money and sold it, because a lot of people like those dolls. That's the reason why they were put together, was because they were both things that were um collected by collectors. That's the answer. Maybe there's a different answer, but that's the only answer I could come up with. So this one is from a Blythe um group, like a Blythe box, and it had a ape, and it had a tea set. It was very cute. $50. And I think it came up to 70 with shipping because it was so far away. In the box, of course. It's ridiculous. But the Blythe was what made it more expensive. And I didn't really care about it. I just wanted the accessories, and I wanted this particular one. I love tigers. So imagine my surprise when I saw that there were new ones. And for some reason, there are ones that are very, 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 very similarly colored, as if they didn't do their homework and didn't realize that they were just making the same one with like one, maybe two minor differences. So here is one from a long time ago. These are two from a long time ago. This is the original lion that I think first ever came out when they were making lions. It was a part of a safari set that I have, and there were these little postcard things that had, it was an ostrich, it was him, it was a giraffe, and I think there was a monkey. I have all of them. I got it in the box. I got it when it was in Walmart. I'm serious about this. This is him. I named him Simba. Surprise. Here's another one. Not too similar. You can tell them apart. If I told you this was Simba and I told you this was another person, I don't remember his name, so I'm not going to say it wrong. You could tell them apart, right? Yeah, it's very easy. It wasn't that big of a deal. Here's another one. Here's another one. You can tell him apart because he's different, even though it's the same model, right? Essentially the same model. They all start as plastic, essentially the same model, and then painted differently. But they have different numbers, and that is an important part of this. So let me show you the one that I found that I thought was cool. Here is a tiger. And yes, tigers, it's hard to make something that isn't something that always has a different color look different. Because this is one example that I can say, eh, because even though there is no husky in this world that looks like this bluish, purplish thing, there are huskies that follow the code of husky. This one looks like a husky. It's got colors like a real husky in real life. So does this one. And it's different. This one's sitting down, this one's standing up. I told you there's different models. There are other ones as well. This one, you can tell them apart. They've got just a little color difference, just a little bit. And here's another one of those ones that I'm like, it's a jaguar. It's a jaguar. It's similar. Let me try to get the light. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I should turn off the light or not, but this is a leopard, basically. This one's a tiger. Same model, different number, different everything. It's different. So this one is one I got from GameStop. They have them buy one get one 40% off, or buy one get one whatever. They're trying to get rid of them basically. And or they're trying to make it more popular. People, I didn't know about this. Supposedly I looked online, it's about a year they've been out, I guess. But in the like they've been out since 2024 and I have not seen them because again, like I am an adult who has bills and it's hard to get leisure time. It's hard to get leisure things. Here's this one. Here's the one that I already have. I want you to look at it closely. I'm going to unbox it and I'm going to give you a little bit more time for you to spot the difference. Please tell me the differences. Big or small, okay? Big or small. I can tell you right now, just by looking at them right now, there are 4 differences. That's your challenge right now. But initially, when I first saw this, I was literally going to leave it on the shelf because I'm like, this is the same thing. It's not though. It's not. And it's annoying. But again, like I said, it's like hard to make a tiger. Like, are they going to make it pink? They can. I would still buy it. But are they going to make it pink? It's harder to do a tiger like that when there's so many distinct features of a tiger when you can do that with a poodle because you just have to make it look like a poodle. You can make it be any color and it's cute. So I'm going to unbox this one. And as we're unboxing, I don't know if I'm going to share their names, but we're going to unbox them and we're going to talk. I don't know, kind of said everything I had to say about Littlest Pet Shop Toys. I just feel like I've been watching these things just sit here and not like be able to touch them. And I'm just like, well, it's mine. So it's whatever. Yeah, the shades are different. One's darker, one's lighter. And I thought that was really cool of them to do. Here's a little salad for the bird. It's a kiwi bird. Here's the meat for the tiger. And here's peanuts in a bag for some reason. Don't know why, but it is what it is. So, and also something I used to do was I used to say that all of the ones that had like eyelashes at all were girls and the ones who had no eyelashes were boys. And that worked for a while until there was one that I thought was a girl and then I just put the eyelashes on there when I was a kid. So it's essentially ruined if I want to sell it. But it's in my like it's my like collection, you know? Just like guys will have something they want to keep in a collection and whether they got like someone to sign it it's whatever. Yeah, androgynous. And that's what my mom was saying a long time ago, and I did that. And like now for it to be something that is more out, like people being outwardly transgender on television. And I think that that's really cool. And it just brings more personality to my Littlest Pet Shop Toys, that to know that that was basically what was going on. And I didn't really know a name for it, but used to be a little harder to get these things out, by the way, as well. Made it a lot easier. Maybe it was because I was a kid and I was just struggling. But no, it was harder to get out because now they have these little things keeping them in place. It used to be like metal. It used to be like metal. Like it was hard and it was gross. And why did they think that kids could do that? So we got the kiwi bird out. I love purple. Purple's my favorite color. When I saw this kiwi bird, I was like, I have to. I didn't get the original kiwi bird. There was one kiwi bird that first came out. I didn't get it. It's way too expensive now. I'm probably never going to get it. Who knows? If you are interested in supporting my collection, you can drop a cash app, whatever, if you want to see the kiwi. But if you look up that how much that thing costs. You look up that kiwi. I don't know the number. I don't know them by number. I just know one and two because I am very proud to own one and two ever. But here we go with the two tigers. Can you tell which one is the one that I originally had? You can say, because it'll be a little different. This one can be A, the darker one, and this one can be B, the light one. So let me know which one I had. Because what this is, like I said, it was a little annoying when I first saw it, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this. Yeah, B was the one I had. And I'm going to tell you some of the differences I noticed. So, aside from them being lighter and darker, and each one also, the way you can spot a fake Littlest Pet Shop toy is most of the time, there is not all the time, because this one I got straight from the box and it doesn't pass the test of it having a tattoo of LPS on it. This one just doesn't. It just says Hasbro, and that's the people who had it, who were distributing it at the time. Now it's like Best Games or something crazy. It's something that they've got this digital crap for that I'm not going to use. I'm not going using this digital code. I will put it in a Ziploc bag and send it to someone who wants it. It's basic fun. Basic fun are the people who's distributing these toys now. And it used to be Hasbro, but Hasbro still owns the manufacturing license. It's manufactured under Hasbro. However, I don't know what their deal is, who gets what money, but regardless. So this one that's darker has a little thing on its nose that's white in the center. This one does not. Like I said, even like it just looks like a higher quality, doesn't it? This one is a newer one and it just looks like a higher quality version of this one. And I don't be throwing these things across the room. Originally, my old ones, yeah, they look pretty beat up because I was playing with them as a kid. And even as a kid, I was taking care of them. I was giving them baths every day, which I shouldn't have done because one of them had a sickness. I called it a sickness, and she was sick, and I wanted her to get better because um basically she like there was this film underneath the head, and I kept having to clean it with an alcohol swab because it was like it had water in it, and I should have just like not have put him in the water to begin with. But eventually I got it all out, and I don't know if it was something horrible or whatever, but it didn't, like, it wasn't bad anymore. I don't know where she is. If I knew where she was, like in a second I would show you, because I was going to throw her away. And she's old, and it's ridiculous because that one probably is worth a lot, but I don't know. They're all out of the box again. Like I said, in the box, it's worth a whole lot more. I don't know, but the eyes, see these eyes, this one was expensive. This one was of an Indian, there was one from Tokyo and there was one from India, and this one was the India one. I don't think I got the Tokyo one because again, they're expensive. Heck of expensive, over $100. You look up Blythe Tokyo, that's what that is. And then Blythe India. This one, that's where it came from. This, it just seems like this one that's new is a higher quality than this one. The eyes, like look at the how big the top part of this eye is, and look how evenly distributed the eye colors are here. Look at the face. It just, to me, it's just, I don't know. Something is up, but also at the same time, like I said, something is down, because even though I feel like it's a better quality, I do notice the little things here and there, like when it comes to its creation, there are little pieces of plastic that are sticking out that aren't something that I'm used to seeing, and it's on the newer ones. Like, while the paint job is a better paint job that I see, and who knows, look, come back in 10 years and see, maybe this one will be the same and this one will be faded. Who knows? I don't know what the difference is, like if they're using different paint and that's why it looks so much more brilliant. If they're using something that's toxic, that's going to kill everyone, we don't know. We have no idea, because this came out of nowhere. It was a soft launch. And I say soft launch because I didn't see no, like literally all the powers that be would have been promoting these things on my For Me page. They would have been promoting, oh, they came back. Oh, buy these at the store. I had to find out by going down the aisle of the toys at my big age. I couldn't even see it like a normal person on TV in an ad on YouTube or anything. They didn't say anything about these coming back. And these are a very, very, like, among things like toy cars, cards itself, cards, like trading cards, like among stuff like that, Littlest Pet Shop toys, they're top 10. I'm telling you. And it sounds crazy, but you have to look up all the people who like freaking, there were conventions where people were going to trade. There were straight up conventions. Like, it was a big deal. Allie and AJ. That's why I kept saying Allie and AJ, because they are singers who promoted Littlest Pet Shop toys. There were a lot of people who were back then in Disney Channel, stuff like that, were promoting Littlest Pet Shop toys. It was a very, like it was a big phenomena. And here was the rule of thumb. This is not how it is now, of course. The rule of thumb was, if it was a single solitary one, it was worth $5. Price at the store, not between people who know that what you're looking for and want to exploit that. It's literally $5 each. So if it was a 2-pack, you would expect to pay $10 to $12, give or take, because you did also have accessories that went with it. There are specific accessories that you look at it and you know that they are Littlest Pet Shop toys. And it's a little harder to say that with, let's say, for instance, Barbie things, unless it's a shoe, like Bratz as well, unless it's a shoe. And Bratz are a little more than Barbies, I think, because they have different dimensions. But out of all of the things, like, you could go to a yard sale or something and be like, wait a second, these peanuts are from Littlest Pet Shop toys. They would be something that people would know and recognize. These are a recognizable thing. Look up LPS Popular. That is one thing, one show that made it another thing that, like, because people, um, unfortunately, they inflate LPS Popular's roster with what is actually something that's popular in, like, so long story short, girl named Sophie, I think her name's Sophie Garrett. I'm not sure if it's Sophie Garrett, but I think so. In my backhand, I can't remember because it's been so long since I've watched those things, but it was a TV show on YouTube. She did it herself. She had her hand. She was just She was talking, she was being everything. She was the lights operator, boom operator, she was the camera person, she was the person, she was everybody, she was the voice actor, she was the editor. Maybe she had help with her mom. I don't know. But she was essentially everything. And she used certain Littlest Pet Shop toys in her like in her show, certain ones to where they became famous online. This is one of them. If I'm not mistaken, this is Brooke. I can't remember. Like I said, way back in my mind, I got work on the brain. I got bills on the brain. I don't have time to be going down into my freaking nostalgia right now. But I think this I know for a fact this is one of them, but I think it's Brooke. I think that's what her name is. This is definitely not her name in my collection. I didn't really care for making the like connect between theirs and mine. It's like a separate world. These are my separate world. I don't think this one as Brooke. I think of this one as Katie or whoever she is in my I think she's Katie, but I'm not sure. But that's just one of them. I don't have all of them that she has in the thing, but you look online and it will say like $300, $400, $500 for the ones that she had that were not even popular. Like it was just she made them popular, and that's cool. That's great. That's awesome. That's world changing. But it's not something that would like it's more like an exploitative situation when it comes to people selling the ones that she had on her channel because you can it's maybe it's not as easy to get now, but it used to be very easy. That one I got at Walmart. It was a Walmart thing. It was not, and there were some that said only at Walmart, only at Target, only at Kohl's, only at this. Literally, there are ones that say only at this place. So there are some only at Toys R Us ones are the hardest to find, and they are the most expensive because the ones that they were selling at Toys R Us, what? I should have got it because I remember seeing one. I remember seeing it. It was so close. It was like $30, and I was like, that's too much. $30. Talk about almost $1,000, bro. Go on eBay. These people are insane. They are more insane than you ever thought. You thought Mr. Krabs? You thought Mr. Krabs was cheap, bro? Go on eBay and try to get a Littlest Pet Shop toy. You only go to eBay for Littlest Pet Shop toys when first you know how to spot a fake, and second you know what you want. You don't be going on there just for something random. And third, and this is the bonus one, you don't have to do this because I got this one out of the box because this is a blind pack. You have to open the blind packs in order to know what it is technically, or you can grab it, or you can freaking see that it's a box and you can't. That's what we're dealing with now. But I got this one out of the box and I know it's not fake. It passes all the tests for it to not be fake. And I know what color it was and I know what number it was at the time. I don't know anymore. But when I did that, I did my research before I bought it, and I actually bought this thing for over $50. But there are some on there that are just way overpriced. And the bonus one that I was telling you about was get it in a box and you won't be disappointed. And it'll still be expensive. It'll be way more expensive to get in a box, but if you don't want to be disappointed and you can't tell the difference between a real and a fake, get it in the box. That's it. Because they can't fake it being in a box unless you get it and you see that it's all busted open and it's just not the same. But there's a new one that looks just like this one. This is the original what's this thing called? Chameleon? I don't know. I think it's chameleon, but this was the original design. This was the first ever. There's always the first ever of that type to look like that. Like this is the first ever kangaroo. It came in a freaking play set. It came in a freaking play set. And I've got the gloves still. Some people don't got the gloves no more. I was responsible enough to keep the gloves on because you could take them off. But this was the original kangaroo. Original. OG. There are like plenty more kangaroos now, maybe 4 or 5 different kangaroos in different colors. This one is the very first one that ever happened. So each like each design has an original design. And I think, yep, this is the one that I marked up. And this one is a special one. This one's a very, very special one because she has a love. And it was 3, and I can't remember the third one. I just remember that this was a penguin. There was a penguin that was her love, and there was her. And she's the one that I marked up on there. It's literally ink. It's ink from a pen because there were no eyelashes, and I didn't want this one to be a boy. I wanted it to be a girl because she was very pretty and I liked her eyes. And instead of thinking about, oh, wait a second, I'm just destroying this thing, I didn't care. I was a child. But she had a love that I accidentally left at my cousin's house, and I was worried I would never see it again and she would never have her love. But he ended up bringing him after like a long time back to my house, and I was happy because I thought I lost it. And that's when I stopped taking them out of the house. I used to take them with me wherever I went. And after I lost that one and I thought I never had it, I was never going to get it again. And the worst thing about that is if I lost it, it's literally so difficult to find because you can say all of these are difficult to find. But this one came from a advent calendar. They only made about 4 or 5 advent calendars where each day you opened it and it was a different accessory or a different pet. And now and then you'd get a pet. And there would only be 3 usually. I think there was 4 in one time. But like I said, the black ones that look like italics is disgusting. And I don't have an example to show you. You're just going to have to see each generation. You're going to have to look up a video because I don't have one to show you. But this one came from an advent calendar. And those advent calendars are almost like you don't know where they're at. They're gone. Used to be sold at Walmart. They don't exist anymore. They don't sell them anymore. They don't make them anymore. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was probably the second one ever made, but I don't know. Can't remember. Here's another here's another one that is a I think this one was a blind pack pet, and it's got a cupcake on its side. It's a shark. I think this was the second shark. I can't remember because I think the first shark was blue. I don't remember if I even have it, but I think this was the first cow. I think this was the first cow, and I have it. And this one I got from Target. I remember it like it was yesterday. We went at the end of the day, and they were basically kicking us out because it was really late. And I was like, I really want to get this one because I tracked it down, and it looked really pretty. And her name's Bessie. But there's just so many. And here's another one that looks just like one that is out right now. That's just new. That's new, brand spanking new. This is the very first rooster. And this one is specific. There's quite a few that are like this. But there was one where you had to buy about 5 or 6 Littlest Pet Shop toys, and you would get these stickers, and you would put the stickers on the book because each one comes with a book, and it has of the generation that it came from. This is very old. This is a very old one. This is from a long, long, long time ago. These are oldies but goodies, oldies but goodies. I'm telling you right now, oldies but goodies. And the only reason why it's in impeccable shape, the only reason why it's in impeccable shape, because it's one of the last ones that I ever bought with, like, it was expensive. Heck of expensive. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to talk about it. And it's this one. It's this one. And he is the love. He is Snowball. Snowflake is his love. And she's been waiting for him for a long time. I was going to get him because I saw him at Walmart and I never did. And then they stopped making them. This is her love. They've been waiting for each other for so long. So long. Like, I take this very seriously. But this one, you had to get the stickers and you had to put it on the book. And then you had to mail it. But it wasn't a book like that. It was this book that was separate. And the first one, I think, I can't remember if this was the first one, but I remember there was an elephant, there was a koala, and there was this one. I don't remember the rest of them. I think there may be a kiwi. I can't remember. Don't remember. All I know is this was one of them. You shipped it off to whoever I was sending it off to. It told you where to go, what PO box or whatever. Sent it off to God knows who. And they gave me this, and they were like, yeah, congratulations on spending your money, $5 each, 5 times 6, around $30, $30 to $45, and then you got this. So technically that's what this price is priced at, because you would have to get one that actually had stickers. And I don't remember if the stickers had to be the same or different, because I remember some stickers being different colors, and I can't remember if they had to be the same or whatever. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But that was the only way to get this. You can't buy this in the store. You'll never find this ever unless you did that. Unless you did that and mailed it in, you will never have this. That's why those things were very important. But we haven't even opened one in a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get their cousin and they're going to come up here. So the next one's going to be one that's like an iguana or whatever. Again, I don't know if this is iguana or a freaking chameleon. I think this is a chameleon. But we've got a chameleon right here. The only hard thing about opening these boxes now is the stupid tape that's on the outside. It's so knitly tight that it's getting on my nerves. I only got 4 because these things right now are around $9.99. So $9.99 times 4 already. Already spending money like crazy. I don't know why this one has carrots. Carrots for a freaking, it looks like a freaking I don't know, cockatoo. Or what's that thing? Toucan Sam. I don't know what toucans eat, and I don't know what chameleons eat, but I didn't think that either of them ate carrots. Like I said, they're going forward and backwards because it's just like they just put something random in here. That's random as all get out. The things that they used to put with birds, there was these bird things that they swung on, and that was only when they had little clutch things on the bottom. This one would not get that unless they had a little hole that you could put it on. But that's not what they were doing. I don't think I have a favorite bird, so I have to look where all my other ones are for a bird. If I can't find it in a few seconds, I'm going to stop looking because it's not that important to show you. It's just to explain what I mean. And I'm not going to rustle through them a lot. And there were other ones that were fuzzy and furry as well. This one's a furry one. This was the first camel. Terrible idea to make them furry. Terrible, horrible, horrible goddamn idea. I don't know whoever made that idea at freaking corporate need to be thrown out a window in Minecraft. But literally, this is the first camel. I have the camel. This is the very first camel. And then this is defective. This is what I call defective. Maybe not for anybody else. People will say defective things are more like unsellable. It's resellable like this. But more maybe like the eyes are off. And I've never gotten a Littlest Pet Shop toy that has eye off or something crazy. The paint job on the eyes were phenomenal. They're glossy from even to now. Look at how disgusting it looks because it's furry and it just collected every dirt of time. What else can I do? And then the eyes are like perfect still. Whoever did the eyes, congratulations to you. That's amazing. But I wasn't like putting it in paint thinner or anything. So it's not like I've tried to test it in anything other than time. But I call it defective because when the head goes around 360 and doesn't have a stopping point, I don't like that. I hate that so bad, and I just want to trade them in, but I can't because they're mine. I like it when it stops because it gives them like personality. It gives them like it just makes them, I don't know, better. But here is the chameleon, and I'm probably gonna name this one. Maybe you guys will know Chameleon from Mortal Kombat, or I might name her Rain. We don't have a Rain yet. But look at this. So this one is the original one. This is the one that they came out the gate with. Usually the original one of whatever it is an oldie but goodie. And it's not always the best, fantastic, ultimate one because like hindsight is 2020. But most of the time it's pretty legit. And this one is the new one. Like I said, the paint job the paint jobs look a little more like okay, like this one has the back flap, like it looks like the same for the most part. I don't know if you can tell the design, but it looks like the same kind of. But this one's bigger. Don't know why this one's bigger and this one's smaller at all. Have no idea. I don't understand. But like I said, it's just like one step forward, one step back. We're in the same place. what's going on. Something is off about the paint job on the outside. And even the eyes, I just opened this and it's just, I don't know. It's here and there. There's some things that are just like here and there with it. I don't know. I have no idea, but purple's my favorite color. That's one reason why I got this one. There are still 5 that I don't have in this set. I'm gonna try to stop myself from buying it, unless I have, like, I can't. I can't just keep buying stuff when I've got bills to pay. And I'm gonna save the best for last, so I'm gonna surprise you with a cool one that is new. I don't know if people would consider it something that's different or not, because I have been out of the game in a long time, the Littlest Pet Shop toy game. So don't know. This is the next one we're opening. I already have a walrus, and I think I have a dolphin. I actually don't think I have one. I think sharks are what I have. I have sharks and I have fish. Don't think I have a dolphin. Maybe I have one dolphin if I do. But I don't see one right away, so we're just gonna unbox this. And it comes with a little phone, speakerphone thing. So that's cool. This is something that is well known. It's a well known Littlest Pet Shop toy thing. There's a lot of these. Like I said, if you saw these in the store and you knew, or not the store, in like a yard sale, you could tell where they came from. And I think I have 2 walruses, and I think I have the original walrus, and I just saw him. I just saw the original walrus. I just saw him. Don't know where he is anymore, and I'm not going to look forever for it. It's not important. It's not that important to me. I don't care. Here she is, though. Here's the girl who survived being sick. She had like stuff growing under her head, and I had to keep using a Q-tip and alcohol to get it out until the water was gone, because her head was humongous, and for all I know, there could be mold in there. I don't know. Doesn't smell like mold. Doesn't, like, it never smelled of mold. It never smelled of mold, but she survived. And this one, I think they consider, I can't remember, but I do have quite a few of these that are my favorite. This one's just not one of them anymore. She used to be, and she's just a classic older one. Older enough, but young enough to still have the blue. Like I said, the blue ones older than the pink ones, but they're also older than the or they're younger. I don't know. They're older than the holes. They are older than the holes because they came before the holes. But I don't know where my walrus is. I can't show you, but he's brown. Just remember, he just looks like this, but brown. Don't know where he's at. So we're gonna unbox the walrus. And I usually don't put them together until I make them their name, but we're just gonna not do that right now. And I could have sworn I had a thing I was gonna mark off while I was doing this, but I don't know where it's at, so whatever. This is a walrus, and he's got a pretty nice, like, it's just basic, basically. There's nothing about him that, like, I mean, he's got this on his stomach, so that's cool. And then the dolphin, I think I've got one dolphin. If I do have a dolphin, I think she's blue, but I don't remember. Can't recall. And the other accessory is a fish, so that's cool. Even though there is a fish, Littlest Pet Shop toy. And it's like there's steak too. There's just like it's just like Disney, because Pluto is a dog, and then what's his face is a dog too. And then here's the hole at the top. That's cool. That's how you know it's a dolphin or whatever. I like the dolphin. It's cool. And then last but not least, this one is one of my favorite. I did the first one that I like a lot, and then I did this last one last because it's a new this is the very first one, I think. In fact, before I say that, let me see for real. I could have sworn all of these came with books, but I don't see where the books are in this thing. I probably, oh, it's in the back. Yep. I think. I think. Yeah, it's in the back. And people are just throwing it away because no one looks in the back. The way they did this is so dumb. Like, a kid's not going to look in the back and be like, oh my gosh. But this new one is, let me see, because I can actually look at the numbers and see if it's the first one. 21. Yep, 21 and 36 are the axolotls. Axolotl has never been a Littlest Pet Shop pet ever, and this is the very first axolotl, and I know that for a fact because I ain't never seen it before. And it comes with lemonade and a shell, and it looks like scuba gear for the cat. I don't know why an axolotl and cat are together. Like I said, it just seems like somebody's being a little wee bit lazy in the imagination department. Maybe it's just because I'm not a kid anymore, and maybe a kid would be like, that makes perfect sense. Okay. Maybe I'm not the target audience, but here's the funny thing. I know I am the target audience because these are collectible items. And guess where they're sold at now? You'll never guess. I'm giving you until I can get these two out for you to guess where they're sold now. The hint is they're called collectibles, and they are now classified as a very valued collectible. Where are collectibles sold in tandem with electronics? Because now there's these online codes that you can go online. Like I said, I don't give two darns about this. I'm literally putting it in a Ziploc bag, and hopefully I can find someone that wants it. This axolotl has no eyelashes. So I'm not really following that anymore, really. It's either gonna be a boy or girl, and it's just gonna be whatever. But there's no eyelashes. It's very basic, but this is the first one. So I'm not expecting it to be fantastic. And also axolotls are very basic. They did as much as they could with what they had, and it even has a little thing on its whatever that axolotl fan thing is. It looks like an ear piercing. Um, I got to get these glasses out, and I think, like I said, I think they fit the cat. Some certain things only fit the creature or few people that they are designed by, like after. So this is probably gonna only fit the cat, and the cats that look like this, like if it's a different color, it'll fit. And I don't really care about the accessories in the sense of I don't always have to play with them in order for me to enjoy those Pet Shop toys, but I like them in the sense of I love the food ones. Like the food ones are my favorite. When it comes to other stuff, it's not like my favorite doesn't have to be. But there's only two axolotls, and one of them is only sold at Target. And there's no Target around me that sells it. So I'm out of luck. Or I have to order it online and spend however much to get it on the website, plus shipping and handling. This is not my favorite cat style. There are like 10 cat styles. You've just seen a few. Like this one is considered a cat, even though it's a big cat, because there are cats that they could consider not a jaguar or leopard or lion. This is one that's another. And I already showed you this one. This one is the one of the very classic cats. Here's another cat that's newer, but still considered an old design. This one is one of my favorites. The first one that I got was like this, that was Siamese. It was the Siamese cat, but it has a defective head. Again, my definition of defective might not match what it really means in the toy world, but that's what I mean. The head goes completely 360, or I think it doesn't stop. I can't remember. Or it's another thing that I consider to be defective is if its head impedes its ability to stand up straight without it falling forward. And let me see this cat. Okay, this one's fine. What I think this one was it was its head kept leaning over, but it's standing up fine now. This is the very first one that ever came out. This is the Siamese cat. And I told you that I would give you time to figure out where these These are now being sold, and they are now being sold at GameStop. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Maybe I did. Maybe I spoiled it, but I don't remember. So I'm probably sure y'all don't remember. They're now being sold at GameStop. And that's something new. And it's probably because one, they are considered high valued collectibles and tradables. And the fact that there's these new codes you put online and they are now giving you a reason to go online and use their product and get your information. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. But hey, that's just a theory. Like, honestly, it may not even be that. But all I know is real strange that all of a sudden you're talking about get online when there was an online thing with Littlest Pet Shop Toys, but it wasn't even an online thing. It was more like a Tamagotchi thing where it was like in your pocket. But now they're telling you to jump online and put in something and do stuff and get there so that they know your IP. My opinion, only the Lord knows. That's it. That's it. Those are all the little Pet Shop toys that we had to unbox today. Some honorable mentions I would like to show you before we're done. This turtle is very, very old, and like a lot of people want it. And there's another one that looks like this that's blue. Don't have it. I don't have it. I really wanted it. It would be really cool if I had it. I don't have it. This one was from a picnic one. It was very expensive in the box, and I only wanted it for this one and the accessories. But there were tons. There were like three other ones. There are packs that are there by themselves. There are twin packs, like a pair pack where there's two. There are some where there's three and it's a big cylinder, one, two, three. And then there's four. Sometimes there's three together and it's a pack. Like the horses, the original horses that I got, don't know where they're at because I don't think they're my favorite in here. But this one came from the Fox and the Hound. This one's one of my favorites as well. Fox and the Hound. This one is obviously named Copper. And I can't remember what I named her, but literally, these were so old, but they still have holes in them. And I think they used to be like they were manufacturing them. And like I said, this is why I think something happened wrong. And they were like, "Ooh, we got to fix this up," because there are some people who own these, and I got these from the box, so they are real. Some people own these specific ones, and there are little um magnets in them. There are magnets in them, which makes me think that they were manufacturing them. And then all of a sudden we're like, oops, oops, all berries. We got to figure out this problem. We got to fix it. Let's start making them without the things. So I think that's what happened. And here's another postcard pet. This one is a panda. A lot of the pandas are very coveted by the collectors because they just are cute. I don't have all of the pandas, but I do have some of them. This one is a newer design of a little Pet Shop toy panda. And I don't know why it looks like that. It's so strange to me. I think it was because I got it from somebody else. This one I got online out of the box, I think, or it might have been in the box without the Blythe. I think they sold it to me without the Blythe because I didn't want it. But this one has some paint missing from it, and I was just seeing if I could rub off the paint that's on the back, but I don't think I can. I think I got this one on eBay. So those things are hit or miss. They're not for reselling. They're definitely for you to keeping it for yourself in your own situation. Here is this one. Oh my gosh, you don't understand. A lot of people like this one. I think her name's Cookie. I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. Top 50. This one I got on eBay, very expensive, out of the box. Paint missing, fairly used. Pretty sure a kid was playing with it, so that's why there's a lot of paint missing. I can't sell this one, probably not. Maybe if someone really wants it, but there is one in the pamphlet, the new pamphlet that looks just like this, and I had to sit there and look at the differences because I'm like, ain't no way I spent all that money on this when I could go to the store and get this one, same one for $3. Ain't no way because it's $3 for a blind pack, $4 or $5, including the tax. Or if you can get it online, it'll probably be $5 or more. It's $3 in the store. And it looks just like this. And I saw enough for me to be like, all right, I can buy it. I don't have to worry about it, because there were some that I didn't want to deal with because I'm like, ain't no way it's the same. But I still get them no matter how close in color they are, because it's still a different number. And that still means a lot to me. But this one is the very first ever bull that looked like this. Even the bull for the Chinese zodiac looks nothing like this. It looks like a cow. It's not a bull itself. It is literally a cow. It's the cow design that I showed you, Bessie. And since we're done, honestly, I can't really go anymore. I can't, um, like, this was the original crocodile. This is the original crocodile, the very first crocodile they ever made. Like, I've got so many. I really want to do the Guinness book. I hopefully I could qualify. Don't know, have no idea how that even works. I'm gonna look into it though, because life starts today, not tomorrow. And this is the baby husky that's sitting down. This is the sister sibling. They both came into they both were in a pack together. Like, I'm trying to wait for the light to like stop making it look bright. Like, this is the pack. They usually come in packs like this. Like, they'll match or they'll be completely different. But literally, this is another one that I gave to someone and they gave back to me because they were like, because I was like a kid, I was like, I didn't know, because my mom was like, oh, they're all the same, they just have different colors. And then I realized they had different numbers, so I was like, oh, okay. So I got it back from the person. This one's name is Stephanie. So like, she's really like one of my favorites because she was so close to being gone. And I think it's a mastiff. I think that's that type of dog. I think this was the very first rhinoceros. Very first rhinoceros. I think this is the very first bat that looks like this. There are 3 different types of bats. This is just one of them. And there was one that they never made again. Ever. Because there were just certain ones that were only like that. Like this one, I don't think there's one like this ever. Like this one I got from the store when it originally came out. Walmart. I remember it like it was yesterday. But I'm done. We can't go anymore. What I can do right now is do one more showing you guys what's going on and what I expect further from Littlest Pet Shop Toys. I'm very confused as to what's going on because, like I said, this is a blind pack from last time, a long time ago, when you can feel it, and it was in a pack. It was a blind bag. You could tell what it was because you could feel it now. It's in a box. This is one of the new ones. That's a blind pack. Look at how more designed it is. This one's one solitary color. And even though the eyes are pretty and it's like distinct eyes, this one is clearly more designed. It just has more design to it. And that's what's going on right now. I really don't know why. Have no idea why. And here's the first giraffe, if I'm not mistaken. And then I found him. His name is Lou. This is her love, that the penguin I was telling you about, if you remember. This is Lou. And Lou supports trans rights. So he was waiting for his love. I'm going to get rid of all this and put it down. And here's another cat. This is another cat. This was my favorite cat design, the way it looks. His name is Willy Wonka because they had jobs. There were some that had jobs, and he had a candy shop. There were these things where they put it all. If we pass the time limit, no worries. I enjoy the stream. You always wait. Yeah. Well, it's fine. I'm not gonna finish. I'm not gonna. I just want to do it for an hour. I wanted to do it for an hour, but we're done. We're done talking about this. I'm gonna put all these away, and we're gonna talk about other things. But we're not. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm just done talking about Littlest Pet Shop Toys. And there's too many in here. So, and there were also some that were glittery. Like this one's glittery. Like the glitter is like coming off. It's been years. Like there were a lot of decisions made by this company that were making toys for little kids that they didn't take into consideration, that they weren't going to be too responsible. And here's a bird. Here's a bird I could show you that it's got the claws like that so it could be on something and swing. This is the very first ever pigeon, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there was a pigeon before this one, but I think this is the original pigeon. Here's a meerkat. Like, there's a lot of meerkats. I have the original meerkat. This is not the original meerkat. This was like the second meerkat. And then here is a porcupine, the original porcupine, original first porcupine. I don't remember where it came from, but it's not one of my favorites, so it is what it is. Putting it away, we're done. We are done talking about the Littlest Pet Shop toys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Because I don't know if I'm going to always be talking about Littlest Pet Shop toys, but we did that. And I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of unboxing with them. I just wanted to give you guys the rundown. So, while I'm putting this away, I'm going to be discussing real quick, really, really quick, because I think the last thing I'm going to talk about is Breaking Bad. How I feel about House of the Dragon. I'm a little annoyed because, again, like every episode, it's just dedicated to talking about how inferior the women are, and oh, this is medieval times, and don't forget this is medieval times, and assault and unwanted touching, and then fantasy of killing the woman that you love, supposedly. It's like really getting on my nerves. And here's a dachshund. Here's a dachshund. One more dachshund. But literally, it's just getting on my nerves, and I just can't take it. And I'm just like, when are we gonna stop? When are we gonna stop having to deal with this assault and stuff and all this? And when are we gonna have escapism? When are women gonna be able to just not have to deal with that? Who knows? Only time will tell, right? I think House of the Dragon is an inferior product to Game of Thrones because while Game of Thrones seemed like things were happening in front of you and you just didn't want it to happen, Game of Thrones like actually felt like you were in that moment. This just seems like it's such a distant retelling story of history that it feels like you're disconnected from it and the deaths don't matter. It just seems like, spoiler, the person who died recently, it seems like she just did it just to do it, just because we know that she doesn't survive the Dance of the Dragons. I'm so sorry. Even though people knew what was going on when the stuff was happening, when it was happening, like it is what it is. It happened and people were sad about it. People are talking about they're sad that that girl died, but I'm just sitting here like, why? Like she did that to herself. That was crazy. It just didn't. It just seems like they're making mistakes that are obviously only done because we know what happens, and it's just annoying. And I'm really done talking about House of the Dragon. The next thing we'll talk about is the Silent Hill transmission. I don't I'm not someone who plays Silent Hill. I'm a Resident Evil fan. I'm a Resident like if you got something to say about Resident Evil, I will definitely fight you on it because I know a lot about Resident Evil. Silent Hill, a lot less so. I'm not a Silent Hill super fan, so I'm definitely not going to claim that I'm a real fan of Silent Hill. I just like it. I think the psychological horror theme aspect of it is great. I just don't I see a lot of problems with the remake. Like it just seems like it's a tiny bit flat, in my opinion. I'm so sorry. I don't like how people are talking about how Angela isn't sexy enough for them, and she is literally an assault victim who was assaulted by her real father and her real brother constantly to the point where her enemy is a literal bed with two people on it, and it's shaking like it's literally like on the nose. If it was any more on the nose, it would be freaking through your skull. That is Angela's life in Silent Hill. And in the end of it all, what I hate about video games specifically, because now we have a pattern, why are women who are assaulted and who get revenge on their assaulter punished? And here's an example, and it's not even necessarily in the second one is a little less so in that aspect, but it's still punishing. for being assaulted or for being hurt or for being like having to go through something psychologically unnerving. And the first example is Angela in Silent Hill 2. So Angela is assaulted by her real brother and her real father. She goes to Silent Hill. Long story short, she killed them. She killed them, and then she has suicidal tendencies. She has suicidal thoughts, and she either can't live with herself or she can't live with herself for the fact that the things happen to her. It's unsure and unclear as to why she feels like she needs to commit suicide. It's just we have the little pieces and we put it together any way we feel, basically. And at the end of it all, she goes and spoiler, she walks upstairs and it appears to be H double hockey stick, but backwards because it's going upstairs. It would be downstairs, wouldn't it? She's going upstairs and it's in flames. It hints that she has committed suicide. It hints that people who go to Silent Hill are basically there to commit suicide. It hints that James, the main character, is there to commit suicide. It hints that the town is divvying out some sort of retribution for what they have done. So, in that context, within that context, if James is being punished for killing his wife because he can't handle that she's got a disease and he can't deal with it anymore and she's no longer sexually attractive to him. Ironically enough, for the people saying that Angela is too fat and Angela is too old and people are making her look fatter than she actually is just to prove a point. They're putting makeup on her because they think she's ugly. They call her manly because she has a little dimple in between her chin. Like, these are all fragments from white supremacy. Like, literally, it's crazy how all of the skull logic and all of the facial logic and how like that literally is eugenics. Like, it's really insane how we're dealing with this right now. It's not surprising. It's just insane. But Angela is essentially being punished for getting her revenge on her abusers. I ain't never seen where a girl can just have her revenge on her abusers and exist and be happy. The girl with the dragon tattoo or whatever, like she's in an asylum forever. Like the other things that happen, not the girl with I don't remember. It's a sucker punch. Is it sucker punch or girl with the dragon tattoo? I can't remember. All I know is one of those situations, she's just like can't get revenge without, and then Jennifer's body, she gets assaulted and then she gets her revenge and then she's the villain now. These are examples that are like, it won't stop. It's the never ending butt crack. It's just not stopping. And then we get to what I was talking about later. This is off topic. Chloe Price from Life is Strange had to deal with her father passing away. And instead of her getting help, her mom is also a jerk, mind you. No one talks about how Joy is pretty bad. She's a pretty bad situation. Like, not going to call her a bad mom because, like, y'all will say anybody's a bad mom if they do anything other than freaking be a slave. That is what you want. You want a woman to be a slave. And if she's anything shy of being a slave and being happy about being a slave, she's a bad mom. I refuse to call her a bad mom. She did the best with what she had. She is going to work. She is feeding her child. She's doing what she can without a husband. She clutched on to the first testicle she could, and he brought stability to the home when he really didn't. He is freaking, I'm not even going to talk about that. All I know is at the end of Life is Strange, and now they're trying to retcon it in the new Life is Strange, and it is a retcon because it was either this girl who did not receive therapy, who said it was the world's fault. And instead of internalizing that and saying, you know what, that's an issue that she has and she doesn't deserve to die for that, it was either you sacrifice her at the end of Life is Strange. One, you either sacrifice this girl who is still mentally at the age where she lost her father, or you lose the whole town. That was the answer. That was the test. That was the ultimate, like, what was the actual point of the whole game? That was what it rested on. You either let her get shot, violence from a man in the girls' restroom for some reason. I really don't know why they even did that. What was the point of that? Or losing everybody in Arcadia Bay. That was the choice you had at the end of Life is Strange. And now in this new Life is Strange, they're trying to make it seem like maybe there's a way we can get Chloe back without ruining everything. When you already said you sit in it, you made this bed sit in it. You decided that it was okay for a girl to not get any therapy and her to be like, "Oh, it's the men who need to be controlled, not me." And then she shoot herself right in the next scene. It was you guys who made that choice. It was you guys who made that choice to where every time she does anything or says anything, she gets repercussions immediately. And then y'all completely said that she deserved everything she got. It was basically like torture porn for her. And it's really crazy that that happens constantly with women as well. But if it wasn't bad enough, if it wasn't bad enough that we have to choose between this girl who is very in need of like mental health, between her and Arcadia Bay, the entirety of Arcadia Bay. But now we're gonna have this new game that I have no idea what you guys are doing. Why are we talking about Max Caulfield anymore? I feel like we should just go on to the next person. If anybody deserves a rehash of her life or anything, it would be Rachel Amber. She was literally sexualized to no end, to the point where she literally looks like Barbie. That like they made the character that she just looks like Barbie. And mind you, she's supposed to be in high school. She's supposed to be in high school. So for some reason, she looks like an adult. She was adultified, like adultification and sexualization was. And then they're going to use somebody who did go missing. They used her real missing photo. Like they just switched it with Rachel Amber's face and they said missing. It was the same one in real life of a girl who was missing. Just Life is Strange, all that, that's very strange. Couldn't have just had some imagination, some god dang good old SpongeBob imagination. You couldn't have done that. You had to find somebody's real missing poster and use it in your game and immortalize that horribleness for that family forever. That's what you had to do. That was important, so important. I don't understand. When I heard that, I was like, wow, it gives so much more context to just the incels, how they just tear down Chloe. When a man made that character, a man made her that way. A man made her say, "It's everyone else's fault and not mine, and I don't deserve anything. I don't need any responsibility." Like a man made that character. And you're gonna say, "Yep, that's women. That's women." And then she faked too. Like, I can't even. Going back to Silent Hill, the remake, I can't wait to play it when it's on Xbox. It's on PlayStation right now and PC, and I don't think I'll be playing it on PC. If I do play it on PC, that's the only way I'm going to play because I don't have a PlayStation unless you guys want to support me and freaking buy a PlayStation. If you buy me a PlayStation, I will play that PlayStation. But as of right now, I'm I'm not. I'm very like it takes a lot to even just exist right now. So, it is what it is. But the people who are sexualizing Angela, and then I saw a Twitter user that I see, and he's like, you can't even just be wrong about some Resident Evil stuff and be dumb. But you're really going to be ridiculous and say, I don't see anyone sexualizing Angela. I don't think there's anything wrong with anyone saying that. She just doesn't look the same. First of all, do your research then. If you don't see it, then you say then you're not a part of that. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I bet just because you don't experience racism as a whole white male, you think it doesn't exist. And people who know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name here, but he's on Twitter and he's going to be. I'm like, this is still up. I don't know if he um deleted the tweet, but he literally tweeted out talking about, I don't see anybody sexualizing Angela. I just think that people think she doesn't look the same. I don't give a freaking flip what you think, especially when your thought process doesn't align with reality. What reality is literally people were posting and clipping at the bottom. People were literally putting, and then he was talking about, oh, I don't support that. Then you delete that original post and then say, I disavow them and I don't, because you align with them now. You're trying to switch the narrative so that your big first post is there with 10 billion likes talking about how you don't see it. People are under your tweet deliberately, literally showing you verbatim that people are putting makeup on this girl who is a sexual victim of her father and her brother. And she's not sexual enough for them. She's not good enough looking for them. She is supposed to look homely. She's not supposed to be your sex object, ironically. The person who's supposed to be your sex object also, Maria, is supposed to be the manifestation from James. Spoiler, I'm doing all those types of spoilers right now. Supposed to be the manifestation of James sexually wanting to be with his wife Mary, but she was incapacitated and she was ill. And I don't remember if they said what the illness was, but she was so ill that he can't roll around in the bed and he can't rub one out. He can't do nothing. So it's really ridiculous. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you need to go do something with your hand. Like, she is unwell. And the first thing you talk about is you can't have sex. Then that's why he smothered her with a pillow. And that's why he feels guilty. And that's why the nurses look like that. Well, actually, the nurses looking like that. There's a different reason, but there are some, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot in Silent Hill. There's some reason, some people say that Alyssa was the reason why, but that's from the movie. All I know is there is a sexual object who actually is not a sexual object. Turns out she was a person that turned into Maria. If you want to see Born on a Wish or something, I think that was the DLC or something, or add-on, or a part 2 to Silent Hill 2, and it was about Maria's thing where she was like trying to figure out who she was, and then she turns out like she becomes a part of the town, and she manifests having to talk to James, and she's just an object at the end of the day. At the end of the time, Maria is an object to be sexualized. Unfortunately, that's just how the story goes. Just like if they made Haunting Grounds have so much sexualization that people are saying, "Oh, it can't be made nowadays. Y'all are so sensitive." When I don't care. If women don't want to see that, then it shouldn't be made. Simple and easy as pie. I personally think Haunting Grounds is a really good psychological thriller that actually adheres to what is realistic. And it is realistic to having your body be an object to everyone, even women. If you know about Haunting Grounds, I would love to play that game, but that game's over $1,000 or over like it's a lot of money for a little disc. And you also have to find a way to play it, and it's only on PlayStation, I think. Haunting Grounds is a very expensive game, and no one has it. Like, it's nowhere. Like, if you either have it or you don't. It's more. I can't. I probably only have two Littlest Pet Shop toys that are as lucrative as that. But literally, if women were like, yeah, I don't want to see Haunting Grounds get a remake, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to argue with them and be like, well, I'm a woman and I think it's fine. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, my personal opinion, it would be a great opportunity to do better and maybe make things a little different, or make it the complete same and it just be a remaster and call it a freaking goddamn day. You don't have to play it. But I feel like it would be used and abused for people who are sick. Running the original PC mainly to his tablet one day and actually was working pretty good. That's cool. I think I do have a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, but I do not have a 3, I do not have a 4, and I do not have a 5. I think I only have a 1 and 2. That's it. But literally, that's what the deal is right now. That's why people are upset and review bombing Silent Hill 2 remake, because Angela is not attractive to them. And you have males like that guy playing the stupid dum dum game, acting like, oh, I can't see anything. Oh, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Ooh, like, who asked you? Who asked you to have that opinion? Like, what on earth? And then you're gonna say, "Oh, I don't support that" at the bottom when no one's gonna read that. They're only gonna read the first one. It should be deleted, and I hope it is. I think I blocked him, but he's always saying just random stuff and always aligning with ridiculous people online. So I don't even support him. He's just someone that the people on Resident Evil, they know him because he's a cosplayer, and he's always up the butt of someone who is in Resident Evil, like a voice actor or something. He's close knit to them. He like, from to my understanding, he's a suit. He's not even his own person anymore. He's just a suit. So that's probably one reason why. It's just to dissolve the controversy of Silent Hill 2 remake. And I'm like, what? It's ridiculous. I don't understand. But we're literally just gonna be done with that. I can't even play the game. I don't have a PlayStation. So I'm not gonna play Silent Hill 2. I can only watch people play it. I can only watch the Rad Brad. The only person that I will watch now, like, there are a few people that I will watch. There are some people that I will watch that are people who play games. One of them is the Rad Brad. But whoever, it will be a black person, maybe it will be a black woman, maybe, who I watch, or that guy that plays those Nancy Drew games. I don't remember his name, but he plays Nancy Drew games a lot, and I like watching him play video games. But I'm done with that. I'm going to talk about Breaking Bad for a little bit, and then I'm going to be done. It's going to be about 2 hours soon, so let's get through Breaking Bad real quick. It's not going to be nothing like my first taste or anything like that, or even a quick bit. It's just going to be my opinion about it and how people literally set up Skylar to be the worst person in the world when y'all think it's so bad when a woman cheats on you. When, okay, I said that Skylar cheated on him. This is what led up to the cheating. So in the beginning, she's like pregnant. She's pregos. He doesn't tell her that. Spoiler, by the way, this is a spoiler for Breaking Bad. He learns he has cancer. It's not operable, and he only has a few months to live. He does not tell his family. His son has cerebral palsy, and his wife is pregnant. So that's what that is. He starts cooking meth, and then he claims that it's for the family when it's not. He just wants to be someone who is well known. That's why he hates that no one knows that he is cooking the meth. He hates that no one is giving him the credit. And when he hears or sees someone taking the credit for what he's done or something that is in his benefit, he gets angry. He's very prideful. He cooks the meth, he sells it, he plays games, he gets caught up in multiple shootout situations, and he puts his family in danger with the cartel, where his baby sleeps. They have a hit on him where his baby sleeps. They were in his house where his baby sleeps. He saw a girl die. He let a girl die. She was choking on her own throw up, and he could have saved her, and he just sat there and just let her die. And then people are going to say, well, oh, she said she was a drug addict. She was a drug addict that the guy that he is making meth with, who he was fine with him being on drugs until it conflicted with him making the meth. He let her die because he was influenced by her, and he wanted to be the only influence in his life. He bombarded his way into his family's life after the situation. When she found out, she's like, "Get out of the house. I don't want you near my son." And he knew that she wasn't going to tell the son because she has respect for her, the father of her child, when she doesn't have to. That's something a pick me would do and still get treated and called a B. Her own son called her the B word because she didn't want the drug dealer in the house, and he doesn't know that he's a drug dealer because she's not telling him anything. And he keeps telling everybody and the police that my father's a good father. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's never done anything wrong in his life. That's just a straight up bull lie. What? Here's something that happened with his son After he got butthurt after something happened in the drug world, he was upset. And then after he learned that his cancer was in remission and he wasn't going to jump off the cliff soon, he was angry. So he made his son drink a whole thing of alcohol, a whole bottle. He kept putting it in his cup and said, "Drink to him." Guess what? Guess how old he was? He wasn't 20. He wasn't 19. He wasn't 18. He wasn't 17. His son, his own son with cerebral palsy, he was 16 years old and he was making him chug alcoholic beverages by the poolside until he threw up. And then he had the audacity to tell the police officers that his father has never done anything wrong. He's done at least one thing wrong in his life, and that was a pretty poor scum thing to do to your own son. So that's where we're at with Walter White. Those atrocities, and those aren't even he's killed 2 people before he saw that girl die. 2 people he killed. He killed 2 people with his bare hands. Now let's talk about what Skylar's done up until now. She's kept his secrets. She didn't take him to the police. She didn't tell the son anything, to where he's calling her a B and saying, "Why don't you like my dad anymore?" This is his house too. Everything horrible. And then after he bombarded his way back into to their life, because he said family means everything to me, and he said, "I'm not leaving this house because it's my house too," saying the same thing the son said. Can't even think for himself. He brings the pizza, he throws it on the roof. He's got to clean it up. He throws the pizza on the roof. He dumb. But he literally bombards. He breaks into the house. The police come, and the she doesn't tell them anything about the drugs. And she says, "He didn't hit me." And he's like, "Well, I can't do anything. Sorry. I'm gonna leave you with this crazy man. Do something else. I can't help you. Sorry." And then if she died, what then? What then? She could have been just worried that. And then the baby started crying, and he grabbed the baby immediately while the cops were there, and he had the baby in the cop's face, like, weird. And then when the cops left, he was done with the baby. He didn't care. He just did that for heirs. After that, after all that happened, after he broke into the house, after the locks were changed, and he started taking a shower and he was naked in the house talking about, "It's my house." After they were separated, after the cops were called, and then he had the baby rocking it in the cop's face. "Sorry, I got to get my child." "What were you saying, cop? What were you saying, officer?" It's not my wife's fault." Like, so dumb. After that, she commits adultery, and she doesn't even look happy to do it. She literally looks like she's miserable. She just wants some form of control, and people love to find control in things that are something that harm them sometimes, like alcoholism, like drug addiction, something that makes them feel good that's not good for them. She's having an affair. She is currently having an affair. And this is why everybody hates Skylar. And she's the worst person on the thing when she's not a rapist. She's not a pedophile. She's not a mongrel. She's not a murderer. He's murdered 3 people. And okay, you can say that he didn't murder her, even though it is murder if you sit there and watch them die and you could have did something. Literally. That's what he's done, and that's what she's done. So everybody, every time you hear someone say Skylar's horrible, it's literally because she committed adultery season 3 after all that happened. So no, I will not be entertaining anybody saying that, "Oh, they're both bad." No. You can't say adultery is as bad as watching someone die before your eyes, watching the life leave their body, and then lying about it to the person that loved them, that is calling their phone so they can hear their voicemail and hear their voice one last time. I will never think that Walter White is is in the same category as bad as Skylar ever in my life. And I feel really worried to be in the same room with anyone who thinks that, because that just makes no sense. Maybe you could have caught me when I didn't know anything about the show. I was never going to watch Breaking Bad in my life. I was never going to. I was going to be on this earth 88,000 years old, and I was going to be like, I wonder what Breaking Bad's about. I was never going to learn anything about this show. And for the fact that I know now, I'm done. I can't. I'm so angry. That made me so angry because, like, you just look up Skylar and it's all about all these worse things. And it's either Skylar's worse than Walter White. That's what you hear. That's what you hear. Or you hear they're just as bad as each other. Or they deserve each other. They do not. She does not deserve that. She was singing happy birthday to her boss under peer pressure. Everyone was saying, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. She said no about 6 times. And then she looked uncomfortable at the end. And that's one thing people say, oh, she's did happy birthday like Marilyn Monroe to her boss. What a slut. It was peer pressure. Not everyone is strong to stop peer pressure. Not everyone is. It's very hard. But I'm done. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you like my little Pet Shop toys. I gotta clean up this mess. I'm done, and I don't know when my next video is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea. Life is happening. It may not be for months. I may do another video about this. I may do videos here and there. Might be small, might be big. I don't know. Just let me know what you're looking for, what you're up for. I have tons of videos on my channel that do not have 100 views. Until all of my videos have at least 100 views, I may not make another video like that because it just takes a lot of time for it to be just getting 20 views or 30 views. Takes a lot of time, a lot of time. Like right now, from when I started this to now, I probably would get done like 30 minutes of editing. So I'm gonna be done. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share if you like. I do. I play Apex Legends sometimes until I rage quit. On Twitch, the Princess of Darkness _ between all those words. I am on TikTok. And if you have any questions about Littlest Pet Shop toys, you can ask me. I don't know if I'm going to make a video about them or anything. I do want to do the Guinness Book of World Records, but I do have to count them. It's going to be real strange if I only have 500 when the goal is, over like 1,500, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't have any of the ones that don't qualify. They're all real. They're all what they're supposed to be. And thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I have no idea at all.